share my screen. So this chapter 10 of Canto 1 is named as Departure of Lord Krishna for Dwaraka. Hari Bol.
Hari Bol.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om
Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Narayanam Namaskrityam.
Narayanam Namaskrityam.
Naram Chaiva Narottamam.
Naram Chaiva Narottamam.
Devim Saraswati Vyasam.
Devim Saraswati Vyasam.
Tato Jayamudirayet.
Tato Jayam Udiret.
Nashtaprayeshu Abhadreshu.
Nashtaprayeshu Abhadreshu.
Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya.
Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya.
Bhagavati Uttama Sloke.
Bhagavati Uttama Shloke.
Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtiki.
Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtiki.
Shaunak Srimad Bhagavatam Canto 1 Chapter 10 Verse 1. Shaunaka Uvacha.
Shaunaka Uvacha.
Hatva Swarikta Sprudat Atataino.
Hatva Swarikta Spridha Atataino.
Yudhishthiro Dharma Bhrutam Varishta.
Yudhishthiro Dharma Bhritam Varishta.
Sahanujai Pratyavaruddha Bhojana.
Sahanujay Pratyavaruddha Bhojana.
Katam Pravritta Kim Akarshati Akarashitata.
Katham Pravritta Kim Akarashit Katha.
Shaunaka Uvacha.
Shaunaka Uvacha.
Hatva Swarikta Sprudha Atataino.
Hatva Swarikta Sprudha Atataino.
Yudhishthiro Dharma Bhrutam Varishta.
Yudhishthiro Dharma Bhritam Varishta.
Sahanujai Pratyavaruddha Bhojana.
Sahanujai Pratyavaruddha Bhojana.
Katam Pravritta Kim Akarashitata.
Katham Pravritta Kim Akarashit Tatha.
Saunaka Uvacha.
Saunaka Uvacha.
Hatva Sarikta Spruddha Atatayino.
Hatva Swarikta Spruddha Atatayino.
Yudhishthiro Dharma Bhrutam Varistata.
Yudhishthiro Dharma Bhritam Varishta.
Sahanujai Pratyavaruddha Bhojana.
Sahanujai Pratyavaruddha Bhojana.
Katam Pravritta Kim Akarasittata.
Katam
Pravritta
Kim
Kim Akarasittata.
Translation and purport by His Divine Grace Abhay Charanarinda Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Jai Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Jai Srila Prabhupada.
Synonyms. Shaunaka uvacha, Shaunaka inquired.
Shaunaka uvacha, Shaunaka inquired.
Quiet.
Hatva, after killing.
Hatva, after killing.
After
The-
killing.
Swarikta, the legal inheritance.
Swarikta, the legal inheritance.
Sprudha, desiring to usurp.
Spridha, desiring to usurp.
Atataina, the aggressor.
Atataina, the aggressor.
Yudhishthira, King Yudhishthira.
Yudhishthira, King Yudhishthira.
Dharma Brutham, of those who strictly follow religious principles.
Dharma Britam, of those who strictly follow religious principles.
Varishta, greatest.
Varishtha, greatest.
Saha Anujaihi, with his younger brothers.
Saha Anujahi, with his younger brothers.
Pratyavaruddha, restricted.
Pratyavaruddha, restricted.
Bhojana, acceptance of necessities.
Bhojana, acceptance of necessities.
Katham, how.
Katham, how.
Pravruttha, engaged.
Pravritta, engaged.
Kim, what.
Kim, what.
Akarashit, executed.
Akarashit, executed.
Tatha, thereafter.
Thereafter.
Translation, please repeat after me. Saunaka Muni asked.
Shaunaka Muni asked.
After killing his enemies who desired to usurp his rightful inheritance,
After killing his enemies who desired to usurp his rightful inheritance,
how did the greatest of all religious men, Maharaja Yudhishthira,
how did the greatest of all religious men, Maharaja Yudhishthira,
assisted by his brothers, rule his subjects?
assisted by his brothers, rule his subjects?
Surely he could not freely enjoy his kingdom with unrestricted consciousness.
Surely he could not freely enjoy his kingdom with unrestricted consciousness.
Purport.
Purport.
Maharaja
Yeah, please go ahead.
Maharaja Yudhishthira was the greatest of all men of religion. Thus, he was not at all inclined to fight with his cousins for the sake of enjoying the kingdom. He fought for the right cause because the kingdom of Hastinapur was his rightful inheritance, and his cousins wanted to usurp it for themselves. He fought, therefore, for the right cause under the guidance of Lord Shri Krishna, but he could not enjoy the result of his victory because his cousins were all killed in the fight. He therefore ruled over the kingdom as a matter of duty, assisted by his younger brothers. The inquiry was important for Saunaka Rishi, who wanted to know about the behavior of Maharaja Yudhishthira when he was at ease to enjoy the kingdom.
Hari Om Tat Sat. Mama Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjanashalakya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namah. Mukam Karodi Vachalam Gurungati Girimatripadamam Sri Gurundinatarinam Paramanadam Sri Chaitanya Ishwaram. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Jayapatha Swamin Niti Namine Namo Acharya Padaya Nitaya Kripa Pradhaine Gaurakatha Damadhaya Nagara Kramatha Rine Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamin Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisesha Sunyavadhe Paschatya Desatarine Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Sri Vasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Hariharaya Nama Krishna Yadavaya Nama Hare Gopal Govinda Ram Sri Madhusudanam Hari Om Tat Sat. So this is a very beautiful question by Shaunaka Rishis because they know the status, mental status of Maharaja Yudhishthira. That okay, finally Maharaja Yudhishthira has been enthroned, okay, and there is no enemies, and his brothers are assisting him, and he is the emperor, he started ruling, so there is no restrictions for his enjoyment. Did he enjoy? So this is not possible by Yudhishthira to enjoy. The reason being, mass killing has happened, and though he fought for the right cause. That was the thing. Okay, he did not fight to usurp the kingdom from the Kauravas. Actually, Kauravas usurped the kingdom from the Pandavas. Pandavas has the rightful inheritance of that property and the kingdom and the ruling power and to be enthroned, all these things. So the rightful inheritor is the Pandavas. So he has got the right, but in order to get the rightful inheritance also, he had to fight. However, his fight was for the right cause because it was under the guidance of Lord Sri Krishna. So when can you say your fight is right cause? Only when you are under the guidance of the spiritual, bona fide spiritual master, you can say that yes, your fight is the right cause, or for reason anything that you are performing is the right cause, okay, if it is approved by Guru and Krishna or Guru or Gauranga. And despite it was right cause under the guidance of Sri Krishna, he could not enjoy the result of his victory. Why? Because his cousins were all killed in the fight. So he just ruled over the kingdom as a matter of duty. It is not that he became very happy because he became successful and he got the kingdom and everything and there's no enemy, he can enjoy fully, but no. Nevertheless, he was not enjoying. He was only performing as a duty. This is Krishna consciousness, assisted by younger brothers. All are Krishna consciousness. So the Saunaka Rishi has asked the importance of the behavior of a devotee when he is given full freedom to enjoy and all the opulences, material things are handed over to him. What does he do? How does he behave? This the Saunaka Rishi wants to do. How a devotee will sleep, devotee will turn, walk, and all these things. Okay, so they want to know the behavior of Maharaja Yudhishthira when he is at ease to enjoy the kingdom. What is his situation? So he started lavishly enjoying, or what is the status? So as a Vaishnava, how did he behave? So this question, this inquiry from Saunaka Rishi became very important. Let's go to the next verse. Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 1, Chapter 10, verse 2. Sutta Uvacha.
Sutta Uvacha.
Vamsham Kurorvam Shadavagni Nirhirtam.
Vamsham Kurorvam Shadavagni Nirhirtam.
Samrohayitva Bhava Bhavano Hari.
Samrohayitva Bhava Bhavano Hari.
Niveshayitva Nijarajya Ishwaro.
Niveshayitva Nijarajya Ishwaro.
Yudhishtiram Pritamana Bhabhuvaha.
Yudhishtiram Pritamana Bhavubha.
Sutta Uvacha.
Suta Uvacha.
Vamsham Kurorvam Shadavagni Nirhirtam.
Vamsam Kurorvam Sadavagni Nirhitam.
Samrohayitva Bhava Bhavano Hari.
Samrohayitva Bhava Bhavano Hari.
Niveshayitva Nijarajya Ishwaro.
निवेशयित्वा निजराज्य ईश्वरो
युधिष्ठिरं प्रीतमना बभूवः
युधिष्ठिरं
Yes.
प्रीतमना बभूवः वंशं सूत उवाच
सूत
सुत
उवाच
उवाच
वंशं कुरोर्वंश दवाग्निर्हृतम्
वंशं
वंशं
कुरुर्वंशदवाग्निर्हृतम्
कुरुर्दवाग्निर्हृतम्
संरोहयित्वा भवभावनो हरि
संरोहयित्वा भावनो हरि
निवेशयित्वा निजराज्यईश्वरो
निवेशयित्वा निजराज्य ईश्वरो
युधिष्ठिरं प्रीतमना बभूवः
युधिष्ठिरं
प्रीतमना बभूवः. Synonyms. Suta Uvacha. Suta Goswami replied,
Suta Goswami replied,
Vamsham dynasty.
Vamsam dynasty,
Kuro of King Kuru.
of King Kuru,
Vamshadavagni, a forest fire set by the bamboos.
Vamsa Davagni, a forest fire set by the bamboos,
Nirhritam, exhausted.
Nirhitam, exhausted,
Samrohayitva, seedling of the dynasty.
Samrohayitva, seedling of the dynasty,
Bhava Bhavana, the maintainer of creation.
Bhava Bhavana, the maintainer of creation,
Hari, the personality of Godhead Sri Krishna.
Hari, the personality of Godhead Sri Krishna,
Niveshayitva, having re-established.
Niveshayitva, having re-established
Nija Rajye, in his own kingdom.
Nija Rajye, in his own kingdom,
Ishvara, the supreme Lord.
Ishvara, the supreme Lord,
Yudhishtiram, unto Maharaja Yudhishthira.
Yudhishtiram, unto Maharaja Yudhishthira,
Pritamana, pleased in his mind.
Pritamana, pleased in his mind,
Bhabuvaha, became.
became.
Translation, please repeat after me. Suta Goswami said,
Suta Goswami said,
Lord Sri Krishna, the supreme personality of Godhead, who is the maintainer of the world,
Lord Sri Krishna, the supreme personality of Godhead, who is the maintainer of the world,
became pleased after re-establishing Maharaja Yudhishthira in his own kingdom.
Became pleased after re-establishing Maharaja Yudhishthira in his own kingdom,
And after restoring the Kuru dynasty,
and
after restoring the Kuru dynasty,
which had been exhausted by the bamboo fire of anger.
which
had been exhausted by the bamboo fire of anger.
Purport.
Purport. This world is compared to a forest fire caused by the cohesion of bamboo bushes. Such a forest fire takes place automatically, or bamboo cohesion occurs without external cause. Similarly, in the material world, the wrath of those who want to lord it over material nature interacts, and the fire of war takes place, exhausting the unwanted population. Such fires or wars take place, and the Lord has nothing to do with them. But because he wants to maintain the creation, he desires the mass of people to follow the right path of self-realization, which enables the living beings to enter into the kingdom of God. The Lord wants the suffering human beings to come back home, back to him, and cease to suffer the threefold material pangs. The whole plan of creation is made in that way, and one who does not come to his senses suffers in the material world by pangs inflicted by the illusory energy of the Lord. The Lord therefore wants his bona fide representative to rule the world. Lord Sri Krishna descended to establish this sort of regime and to kill the unwanted persons who have nothing to do with his plan. The battle of Kurukshetra was fought according to the plan of the Lord so that undesirable persons could get out of the world and a peaceful kingdom under his devotee could be established. The Lord was therefore fully satisfied when King Yudhishthira was on the throne and the seedling of the dynasty of Kuru in the person of Maharaja Parikshit was saved.
Hari Om Tat Sat. So, only devotees can please the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So, here it is very clearly mentioned that the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Sri Krishna, became pleased. So, when did he become pleased? After re-establishing Maharaja Yudhishthira. Somebody was anyway there in the kingdom, but Krishna was not pleased. Dhritarashtra was there. Krishna was not pleased. Despite Dhritarashtra had the support of Bhishma Dev and Dronacharya, Kripacharya and Vidura. So there are two pure devotees were there on the side of, Yudhishthira, Bhishma and Vidura. But despite that, the kingdom was in the hand of neither Bhishma nor Vidura. So Krishna was not pleased. Had the kingdom been in the hands of Bhishma or Vidura, Krishna would have really pleased. So Krishna was not pleased. So he came to kill the miscreants and re-establish the Kuru dynasty with the proper heir of Yudhishthira. And when Yudhishthira accepted the kingdom back under the guidance of Krishna, Krishna became very pleased. So this is how the Lord, when he touches a task, he completes the task to the perfection before he leaves from there. This is the beauty of demonstration of Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So the bamboo bushes, samsara dava nalalita loka. So this is analalita loka. That is fully forest fire. The material in science is compared to the forest fire. Samsara dava agni, samsara sansar, samsara ocean. This material life, this material nescience, this material world is actually the forest fire. There will automatically, the fire will take place by the friction of the bamboos. Okay, so this is the wrath of those who want to lord it over material interacts. Why the fire catches automatically? Because they want to lord it over material world. They don't want to serve Krishna. They want to serve their senses. So the fire will take place. And when the fire takes place, definitely there will be destruction, without doubt. Because fire's work is to burn. Because this is not a sacrificial fire that it comes for blessing. Sacrificial fire, where Vishnu comes, he blesses. But this kind of forest fire extinguishes only the existence if it is itself is not extinguished. So this forest fire need to be extinguished, and this can only be done by performing devotional service. And there is no other way. So Yudhishthira Maharaj has been re-established so that there will be a chance given to the citizens of the world to enter into the kingdom of God gradually. That is the reason why the Lord wants all the Vaishnavas only be appointed as king. His devotees should be the king. Why the Lord is requiring his devotees to be the king? Not because Lord wants his devotees to enjoy material. No, his devotees are not at all material. Only they can give a chance to the conditioned soul, a path for salvation, liberation, or performing devotional service. because the Lord is very kind on all the suffering human beings, and he wants that every suffering human being come back home, back to Godhead. Not only human beings, however, human being, every living entity will come into the human being by the mercy of the Lord, so that they utilize the chance to go back home, back to Godhead. But this can only be possible when the king is a devotee. And that is the reason Krishna wants his devotee to rule the country, rule the world. This is the whole plan of the creation. The creation is made with this plan in mind by the Lord. And it is not for sense gratification or unscrupulous person like this Dhritarashtra and others. They want to grab the kingdom for personal sense enjoyment. No. How can they themselves, they don't understand they are blind in the spiritual aspect of life. How can a king who is blind in the spiritual aspect of life can give a chance to the living entities to progress spiritually? It is impossible. So such a king is called a miscreant, and Krishna cannot tolerate it. Not because he is torturing the people. He may be keeping the people happy also, but because he has blocked the way for the common conditioned soul in progressing spirituality. So Krishna is feeling the pain. Oh my God, my fallen conditioned souls, they have lost the chance of becoming Krishna conscious because of the king. I don't want such a king. This is Krishna. This is out of kindness on this conditioned soul like us. Krishna descends and kill the unwanted person who blocks the way for common people to progress in Krishna consciousness. And Krishna appoints that devotee of the Lord so that the citizen can be given another chance in their life to become Krishna consciousness. This is the beautiful, the creation itself is meant for that. And this is a system Krishna has established. And so Krishna becomes fully satisfied when King Yudhishthira was on the throne. So then the seedling of the dynasty follows, like Maharaja Parikshit. So definitely the world was saved. There was another chance given, and people took up the chance to become Krishna consciousness. And this is what Krishna wants. Can we go to the next verse? Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 1, Chapter 10, Verse 3. Nishamya bhishmoktamati athachutoktatam
Nishamya bhishmoktam atyachyutoktam
pravritta vijnana viduta vibrama
pravritta vigna vidhuta vibrama
sasasagam indra ivajitasraya
sasashagam indra vajita sraya
paridyopantham anujanuvartita
paridyupantam anujanuvaritita
Nishamya bhishmoktamataachutoktam
nishamya bhishmoktam athachyutoktam
pravritta vijnana viduta vibrama
pravritta vijnana vidhuta vibrama
sasasagamindra ivajitashraya
sashagam indra ivajitashraya
paridyupantham anujanuvartita
paridyupantam anujanuvaritita
Nishamya bhishmoktam atachyutoktam
Nishamya
bhishmoktam athachyutoktam
pravritta vijnana vidhuta vibrama
pravritta vijnana vidhuta vibrama
vibrama
sasashagami vajitasraya
Shashagam Indra Ivajita Shreya.
Parid upantam anujanuvartita.
Pantam
Anuvartita.
Anujanuvartita.
Synonyms. Nishamya after listening.
Nishamya after listening.
Bhishma Uktam, what was spoken by Bhishma Deva.
Bhishma Uktam, what was spoken by Bhishma Deva.
Atha as also.
Ata
Atha as also.
Achyuta Uktam, what was spoken by the infallible Lord Krishna.
Achyuta Uktam, what was spoken by the infallible Lord Krishna.
Pravritta, being engaged in.
Pravritta, being engaged in.
Vijnana, perfect knowledge.
Vijnana, perfect knowledge.
Vidhuta, completely washed.
Vidhuta, completely washed.
Vibhrama, all misgivings.
Vibhrama, all misgivings.
Shashasa, ruled over.
Shashasa,
over.
Kam, that earth.
The earth.
Indra, the king of the heavenly planet.
Indra, king of the heavenly planet.
Eva, like.
Eva,
Like.
Ajita Asraya, protected by the invincible Lord.
Ajita Ashraya, protected by the invincible Lord.
invincible Lord.
Haridi Upantham, including the seas.
Pantam, including the seas.
Anuja, the younger brothers.
Anuja, the younger brothers.
Anuvartita, being followed by them.
Anuvartita, being followed by them.
Translation, please repeat after me. Maharaja Yudhishthira,
Maharaja Yudhishthira,
after being enlightened by what was spoken by Bhishma Deva and Lord Sri Krishna,
after being enlightened by what was spoken by Bhishma Deva and Lord Sri Krishna,
the infallible,
Lord Sri Krishna
engaged
infallible,
himself in matters of perfect knowledge,
engaged himself in matters of perfect knowledge,
because all his misgivings were eradicated.
because all his misgivings were eradicated.
Thus he ruled over the earth and seas,
Thus he ruled over the earth and seas,
and was followed by his younger brothers.
and was followed by his younger brothers.
Purport.
The modern
Purport.
English. The
The modern English law of. Yeah, please go ahead. The modern English law of. Sorry, please go ahead. Please go ahead.
Both of you read together. How is the exact second you're doing this? You're in the same place?
No, ma'am.
Consciously, yes.
Consciously, yes.
The modern English law of primogeniture or the law of inheritance by the firstborn was also prevalent in those days when Maharaja Yudhishthira ruled the earth and seas. In those days, the king of Hastinapur, now part of New Delhi, was the emperor of the world, including the sea up to the time of Maharaja Parikshit, the grandson of Maharaja Yudhishthira. Maharaja Yudhishthira's younger brothers were acting as his ministers and commanders of state, and there was full of cooperation between the perfectly religious brothers of the king. Maharaja Yudhishthira was the ideal king or representative of Lord Shri Krishna to rule over the kingdom of earth and was comparable to King Indra, the representative ruler of the heavenly planet. The demigods like Indra, Chandra, Surya, Varuna, and Vayu are representative kings of different planets of the universe. And similarly, Maharaja Yudhishthira was also one of them. ruling over the kingdom of the earth. Maharaja Yudhishthira was not a typically unenlightened political leader of modern democracy. Maharaja Yudhishthira was instructed by Bhishma Deva and the infallible Lord also, and therefore he had full knowledge of everything in perfection. The modern elected executive head of a state is just like a puppet because he has no kingly powers. Even if he is enlightened like Maharaja Yudhishthira, he cannot do anything out of his own goodwill due to his constitutional position. Therefore, there are so many states over the earth quarreling because of ideological differences or other selfish motives. But a king like Maharaja Yudhishthira had no ideology of his own. He had to follow the instructions of the infallible Lord and the Lord's representative and the authorized agent, Bhishma Deva. It is instructed in the Shastras that one should follow the great authority and the infallible Lord without any personal motive and manufactured ideology. Therefore, it was possible for Maharaja Yudhishthira to rule the whole world, including the seas, because the principles were infallible and universally applicable to everyone. The conception of one world state can only be fulfilled if we can follow the infallible authority. An imperfect human being cannot create an ideology acceptable to everyone. Only the perfect and the infallible can create a program which is applicable at every place and can be followed by all in the world. It is the person who rules and not the impersonal government. If the person is perfect, the government is perfect. If the person is fool, the government is a fool's paradise. That is the law of nature. There are so many stories of imperfect kings or executive heads. Therefore, the executive head must be a trained person like Maharaja Yudhishthira, and he must have the full autocratic power to rule over the world. The conception of a world state can take shape only under the regime of perfect king like Maharaja Yudhishthira. The world was happy in those days because there were kings like Maharaja Yudhishthira to rule over the world.
Hari Om Tat Sat. We will read this sloka again tomorrow and we will conduct this session tomorrow in the Bhagavatam class, because you all have to tell your realizations of the Bhishma Dev instructions and the past tense that is given by Bhishma Dev. So please give your realizations every day, 1% or 2%. Is ready today? Or you want to give
Yes, sir.
tomorrow? Yeah, please. I can open the slokas in front of you. Yeah, we'll do.
From tomorrow, we have to give realization, sir.
No, today you can give. 10 to 1,
Chapter 9.
chapter 9.
Go through the calendar.
Yeah. So here is the verses for your references.
So I don't know sequentially, sir, but what I have heard, like I can tell that, sir.
Yeah, that is enough.
So we see that how the when that Duryodhana, he told Dhritarashtra, Duryodhana, he told Bhishma Deva that out of paternal affection, you are not fighting, like you are not showing your valor in the in the battle. So Bhishma Deva, being a pure devotee and a Kshatriya, so it is really a very bad thing for a Kshatriya to like it's an insult to a Kshatriya. So Bhishma Deva, he told that okay, from tomorrow in the battle, like in the battle, all the 5 Pandavas will be killed, and so he prepared like arrows, 5 arrows for each of them. So Krishna, he knows everything, he resides in everyone's heart, and so Bhishma Deva already knows that by Krishna's trick only. So like Guru Maharaj says that you cannot out-trick Krishna, but yeah. So Krishna, so by Krishna's that mercy and by Krishna's trick, so he told Arjuna. So Arjuna went there and he asked for the arrows. So Duryodhana somehow he got the arrows, all the arrows which was supposed to be killed, which was used by Bhishma Deva tomorrow, the next day, to be for killing the Panch Pandavas. So and so it was all like it was given to, it was with Arjuna. And so next day in the battle, so we see that Krishna, like Bhishma Deva, it was also like Bhishma Deva wanted, he's a pure devotee and he's one of the Mahajanas, of the 12 Mahajanas. So Bhishma Deva, so he wanted that he took a promise that tomorrow, the promise was that like Krishna, before the battle, he promised that I will be on both the sides, but I will not take up the weapon, but I will be on both the sides. But Bhishma Deva, this was Krishna's promise, and Bhishma Deva's promise was that he wanted Krishna to lift weapon for protecting his devotee Arjuna. He wanted to see that. So Krishna, he will break his promise, but he will not let his pure devotee's promise break. So we see that the next day that Krishna, so next day Bhishma fought with great valor and with a lot of energy and all that. So it was like, it seemed that the Panch Pandavas and all the like Krishna's side, it was like they were in very, like it feels like they will be defeated. It felt like that. But when the scene was there, so Krishna immediately what he took, he just took out that chariot wheel and he immediately rushed to towards Bhishma Deva. So and Arjuna, he was just at the shawl, that one shawl was there, so it just fell off. So Krishna was such angry. So it was like a chivalry. So and Bhishma Deva was also enjoying that. Oh my lord, my sweet lord is coming towards me. So that so Bhishma Deva was like it was very good moment for Bhishma Deva. He was enjoying. So and Arjuna, when he was seeing that Krishna was running towards him, so Arjuna quickly just hold the lotus feet of Krishna, and he was holding the Krishna, but Krishna was so anger. So we see that and when Bhishma Deva, he was pierced with all the arrows, he was lying on the dead bed. So since he was a great devotee, so all the demigods and all the great rishis and they all were there for his departure. So when a pure devotee, we don't use the word death and all these things for, like, we use this for normal, but for devotees, their appearance as well as disappearance is all auspicious, because they are empowered with the message of Godhead. They are pure. They are not ordinary. They look like ordinary, but they are not at all ordinary. Thinking them to be ordinary is a great offense, because they are empowered with the message of Godhead, and they are Tattva Darshina. They have seen the absolute truth. So Krishna, so all the rishis and all the great devotees were there when Bhishma Deva was lying on the bed of arrows. So Bhishma Deva was telling all these things to Yudhishthira, like he was instructing to Maharaja Yudhishthira that what all the qualities required to be for ruling this kingdom and all that. And yes, so and and all the demigods, they were showering flowers and all these things. But we have to understand that these flowers and all, it's not for the normal people, but It is for the glorification. We feel separation. When a pure devotee passes, we feel separation. At the same time, we feel joy also. The joy that we feel is because they are going eternally to participate in the pastimes of Lord. So we are very happy. But at the same time, we feel separation. We feel separation. We miss the association of such a Mahabhagavata, such a pure devotee. We miss that association. So at the same time, it's joy also. At the same time, sorrow also, because of separation. Vipra lamba bhav. And yes, sir. So
Superb.
Wow.
Thank you very much. Very nice assimilation. This is called. What you have assimilated from the Bhagavatam class is amazing. Saramsh. Very nice, Deepu. Very nice. Very nice. Wonderful. So we will continue your realizations, assimilations again tomorrow. So in today's session, if anybody has any comments or
today's session, for one thing I would like to add, sir.
Yes,
So Krishna, like you told that Krishna wants his devotee, like Krishna only wants his devotee to rule the kingdom, because the devotee, they knows like pure devotees, they are expert in in engaging all the entities in pure devotional service. They are expert in that, and they know like what the entities, what the people are capable of. They know everything. And so Krishna is very merciful that if a pure devotee is ruling the kingdom, then the every people will become Krishna conscious, and everything will get an opportunity to become to have that self realization and become God conscious, Krishna conscious. So they will get a chance, they will get an opportunity to go back to Godhead and serve and be engaged in performing devotional service in in a loving way, without any tinge of materialistic desire and all these things. Unalloyed devotional service. So yes.
superb. Thank you very much.
Very
5,
nice. Very nice.
4.
Hi.
Yes,
Thank you
please.
so much, ma'am.
Yes, for from today's session, like one thing was very catchy, like since Krishna was not pleased, then he appointed like Yudhishthira to rule over that kingdom. So just an understanding, like the ultimate goal of us is only to please Krishna. Like we are not like from our end, we cannot think like what is right and what is wrong, how to please Krishna and all. Like even though Arjuna was thinking like killing these people and all cousins, and Yudhishthira was not happy even after his victory. Whatever he was doing for the pleasure of Krishna. And like for us also, since we cannot directly approach to Krishna, we have our guru like who we can directly approach, and we can ask like how we can approach to Krishna. And that should be our ultimate goal. So small relation I wanted to share. Thank you.
Haribol, thank you. Very nice. Samsiddhir Haritoshanam, ultimate goal of life for doing any kind of occupation is to please Lord Hari at the final end. That is the whole purpose. And one who has guru can directly engage in the devotion service. Devotion service is essentially called direct to Krishna. But the direct service to Krishna is possible under the bona fide guide of a spiritual master. Very nice realization. Thank you very much. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Thank you very much for the association, and please continue assimilate, because everyone should speak one day about the realization about Bhishma Deva's chapter. And Grandras, tomorrow we will start sharp at 5 o'clock by chanting congregationally the holy name of the Lord. Yesterday, Guru Maharaj said loud chanting of the holy name gives you 100 times more benefit than silent chanting or soft chanting. So please take this seriously into consideration. Guru Maharaj is not only telling, he also lived by example. He lives by example by chanting very loudly. So please let us all chant loudly, assembling at 5 o'clock in this chanting session. please do come without fail and let us chant together enthusiastically and loudly. Grandhara Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai.
Jai.
पतित पावन श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय.
Jai.
Jai.
पतित पावन श्रील गुरु महाराज की जय.
Jai.
Jai.
भगवत सत्संग की जय.
Jai.
Jai.
वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च
वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च
कृपासिन्धुभ्य एव च
पतितानां
पतितानां वैष्णवेभ्यो
वैष्णवेभ्यो
नमो
नमो
नमः.
नमः.
जय गुरु महाराज की जय. निताय गौर
जय.
प्रेमानंदे.